All right, let's dive into a really big idea. Imagine an economy where you're not just buying things, but you're an active creator of the world around you. That's the whole concept behind something called the Globility Circle. It's a model that wants us to completely rethink our role in the global economy. So, how on earth does that actually work?
You know that feeling like you're just this tiny, tiny cog in a massive global machine, and you kind of look around and wonder, does anything I do actually matter? Does my choice really make a difference?
Well, it's that exact feeling of being powerless that this new idea is designed to tackle head-on. Because what if you could fight back against that feeling? What if we could actually be the ones shaping the game instead of, just sitting on the sidelines watching it all happen?
And that's where the Globility Circle comes in. So, what is it? At its heart, it's a nonprofit foundation from Switzerland, and they have a super clear mission. Think globally, but, and this is the most important part, act regionally. The whole goal is to build a network that really fights for things like social justice, sustainability, and maybe most of all, our own local businesses and providers. And here's the big shift, the real game changer. Our traditional economy, right? It's pretty much built to maximize profit, often at the expense of pretty much everything else. This model, it completely flips the script. It puts people, you, me, our neighbors, right back in the center of every single decision.
So this alternative way of thinking has a name that just perfectly captures what it's all about, the customer economy. And believe me, when you see it side by side with the old model, the difference is just, wow, it's night and day. Just look at this. On one side, you've got the traditional economy. It's all about profit, competition, and our role? We're just passive customers. But on the other side, you've got the customer economy. It's built on people, on trust, on working together. And in this model, we're not just customers anymore. We are active co-creators. It's a totally different way of seeing ourselves.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But the big question is always, how do we make it real? How do we turn this beautiful idea into actual, concrete action? How can you or I really help make this change happen? Well, the model is built on 3 really clear paths for getting involved. First, you can become a sponsor. This means you can directly fund very specific projects, like bringing clean water to a community or supporting education. It's like your direct financial lever for change. Second, you can join the academy and get the tools you need to be a more conscious consumer. Think of it as a toolbox for making better choices. And third, and this might be the most powerful one, you can become an ambassador, actively taking these ideas and bringing them to life right in your own community.
And it's that last one, being an ambassador, that really makes sure this idea doesn't just stay on paper. It's where the rubber meets the road, where change becomes real and tangible. So what does that actually look like? Let's take a look at a real-world example.
Let's meet Anna. Anna's a teacher, and she got to a point where she just decided, you know what? I don't want to just talk about making a difference anymore. I want to actually do something.
So she went through the academy and trained to be an ambassador. And what does she do now? Well, it's nothing earth-shattering at first glance, but it is so effective. She organizes little info nights in her neighborhood. She shows people, hey, here's where you can buy amazing local products. She connects people with each other. Really, she just inspires other people through her own actions. And it's all of these small, consistent steps that add up to create a real movement. And this is just the perfect illustration of the whole philosophy. Real, lasting change. It isn't handed down to us from on high by huge corporations or governments. No, it grows from the ground up. It grows from people like Anna. It grows from people like you and me. So now you might be sitting there thinking, okay, this is actually really interesting. What are my options? What can I do if I want to be a part of this myself? The great news is getting started is really flexible. As a sponsor, you can pick a specific cause that really matters to you and support it directly. You can also just strengthen the whole movement with a donation. Or if you're thinking, I want to roll up my own sleeves, then becoming an ambassador is absolutely the right path for you to shape the change firsthand. Of course, a really important point here is transparency. We all wonder, where does my money actually go? With this, your donations don't just disappear into some big anonymous pot. They go to specific projects that are carefully controlled and monitored. The whole goal is to make sure there's a maximum and, most importantly, a traceable impact. You know, this all leads to a quote from one of the founders that just ties everything together perfectly. We are not powerless. We have a choice every day. The real question isn't if we have power, it's how we choose to use it. So the final question, the one I'll leave you with, is this. What will you do with your power?